Hello all, I'm here today to take you through the basic steps of cutting and crimping a hydraulic hose to specification. So most importantly, we start off with our PPE. So today I'm going with the safety glasses and earplugs. So the first step in the process is to cut the hose. So today we're using a specific hydraulic hose cutting saw. So with the hose cutting, it's very important that the end of the hose is a square cut and hasn't gone on an angle. This will ensure that the fitting will stay on and won't fail under pressure. The next step in the process is to clean the hose. So we use the ultra clean system, putting the foam pellet here and then do it the other way around. And this ensures that the hose is perfectly clean inside, free from any swarf or dust. So the next step in the process is to mark the hose with what we call a witness mark. So we use a witness mark tool. So that is simply making a mark on the hose. If you don't have access to a witness mark tool, you can also use a set of vernier calipers or something like that to measure the right distance. The next step in the process is to crimp the fitting on. Now, one thing to point out here, with a fitting, it's the ferrule, the ribs inside the ferrule that actually grip the fitting on the hose. So the ribs inside there will cut through the rubber here and grip onto, in this instance, the wire braid inside the hose. So we want to push our fitting on there and make sure that it's come up over the white mark, and then we know that the fitting is on properly. So the next step in the process, before we crimp the hose, we need to ensure that our crimper is set right. So the hose we're crimping today, the crimp spec on for the hose and the fitting is 22.2 millimeters. So we've got the 19 millimeter dies in our crimper, and then we want to bring it up to 22.2. So that's simply by going 19, 20, 21, 22.2 gives us an offset of 3.2 millimeters. So this is an electric crimper. Some crimpers will have a manual vernier adjustment. So here we go . So that's 3.2, so that'll give us 19 plus the 3.2 will bring it to the 22.2 millimeter crimp diameter. Now, it's very important to check the crimp diameter for your hose because it varies between manufacturers of hose and fittings. So the next step in the process is to crimp the hose. So when we're crimping the hose, we want to ensure that our crimp dies come right up over the fitting, over the ferrule. You don't want the crimp dies to be back here because that will limit the amount of ferrule that is crimped onto the hose. We start the crimper up, and also a good check to make sure the fitting hasn't moved off. So you can see the white lines under there. Let's get that right. Crimp, and then good idea, good practice to visually inspect it, make sure the crimp looks good, and then the last step is to check the crimp diameter. So we're going to check this, and so it's crimped to the 22.26. Thank you for watching. If you have any more questions, reach out to the team and we'll be happy to help.